Today we're going to be making this t-shirt, and it is using the reverse applique, and the shirt was a little short, so I added a band at the bottom. But it turned out really cute, and it's very easy to do, so let's get started. Okay, so what we're going to do, I cut out the little coloring sheet, and I'm just deciding if I want it straight up and down or kind of to the side. I think I want to go kind of to the side there a little bit. I'm just going to pin this on. At this point it doesn't matter if I'm pinning through both thicknesses or one. I just don't want it to move around while I am using the chalk. Now let's just grab the chalk. Now I just printed this off on regular paper. If you sketch this out on your butcher paper, then you could iron it on, like we did the last time when we did the heart. But this one's going to be a little different. This is just called a reverse applique. It's very similar to what we did before, but we're not going to put the little lines across it. Okay, now I have drawn where it looks like those little petals would come together. So I'm going to cut that out. That one would go there. So for this one, I want to pull this up like this. Same here. Now you don't have to do this step. I'm just thinking whenever I'm ready to cut out, I want that little black strip in between each of my petals. So that's why I did that. Now I have my fabric. And if you saw the other video with the sweatshirt, I used a thick fleece underside so that it would have the similar thickness to the sweatshirt itself. This time I went with a lightweight interfacing because it's a t-shirt. Now, so we want this front side underneath just the top layer so that there's plenty of room around it for me to sew. So just going to lift up the top layer. Okay. Okay, I can feel the edge of it right here. So it looks like we are good on all sides. So I'm going to grab some pins and pin just to the front side here. I'm pinning far enough away that when I'm sewing I won't hit pins. I'm going to put a pin here. I'll have to take it out most likely when I get down here to sew. So now everything's laying nice and flat. There's no wrinkles anywhere, no bunching. So now I can start sewing, and we're going to just sew on our chalk lines. Alright, so that is done. We can take out all of our pins. Alright, one other thing we're going to do before we cut it. I ordered this from Walmart and had it delivered, and it's short. I've never seen a t-shirt this short. Maybe I'm just out of fashion. But yeah, it's very short. So I have more of the green fabric, and we are going to sew a band around this shirt to make it a little bit longer. So the first thing I'm going to do is just hem a long rectangle, and then we'll attach it. And this t-shirt has these little splits on the sides. I'm going to go ahead and close that. We'll just zigzag it closed. Alright, and I'm going to start, I think, in the back, or we'll start on the side where there's going to be a natural seam. Okay, so we'll continue. And now what I want to do is also have them overlapping, but I want to come in. What I was doing was making sure everything was laying flat this way and not tucked up under the shirt. And then, one other thing I'm going to do so it doesn't want to roll, I'm also going to take a stitch all the way around. Pretty stiff right now. Once it's washed, it'll be a lot softer. So I want everything turned toward the bottom, just like the t-shirt would naturally let Okay, one thing I wanted to show you. I wanted, I guess, this much length on mine. Another way you could have done this that probably would have been quicker is if I had cut it to the right size, and then you could have just slid this right underneath where the t-shirt seams are already located, and you could have just followed that seam to make it easy for yourself, like slide it up underneath and just sew right on top of that t-shirt. There's usually 2 seams there. You could have picked one, and this would have been tucked up underneath, and you would have been sewing along that seam there instead of adding another seam. So this t-shirt now has 3 seams evenly spaced. But if you didn't want that, just know that you could have done that. Okay, so we've got that fixed, and we're going to go ahead, put a few little holes in here. Even in the stem. Okay, so with the heart one, we had sewn all those lines across, right? So that we would have almost a window blind effect. This time we're just going to cut out, and you'll stay about 1/8 to 1/4 of the ways away from the seam. And this is a t-shirt, so it's not going to ravel. Now I have, you can use snips. You can also, I have a little pair of scissors here, if you really want to get in there tight. And I'm going to finish cutting this off camera. Okay, so I kind of roll mine. You don't have to. It eventually will do it on its own, being a t-shirt. Like when you wash it and stuff. Now I'm going to clip into that corner a little, but I'm not going to hit any seams. Just to make it roll a little better for me. I work at home, and so all of our meetings are Zoom. So on holidays, I always try to wear something at least one of the meetings where I'm in, holiday form. So this will be a cute one to wear. I also have a backdrop. A lot of people use the AI generated backdrops because they could be sitting at their kitchen doing the job, But I have an office, and so I put some shelves up in there, and I have a lot of company logoed stuff on shelves behind me. But somewhere on the shelf, I also try to put something for the holiday. So I'm planning a video where I make some little shamrocks or something that I can, small enough I can incorporate into the backdrop. So anyway, guys, this is a lot of fun to make the reverse appliques. Eventually, we're also going to do a regular applique, but I like to show you guys the most simple things first, and then graduate you up. So anyway, hope you have a great week. Bye.